Good evening. I think it's day 16 now of yoga, online yoga for the quarantine. It's also full moon day today. It's also hump day, it's Wednesday. So traditionally, we don't practice on moon days. So let's pack up and see ya. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm joking. We'll do something. But no, traditionally we don't practice on moon days, and we don't practice on new moon and full moon. Of course, in a kind of yoga studio environment, it isn't adhered to because there's people that want to do their practice whatever day of the week it is. So we usually wind it down a little bit on those days, which I'm going to do today. So we're going to wind it down a little bit. We'll still have a good stretch out. And just be a little bit more gentle than it usually is. The idea being that, especially on full moon, due to the gravitational pull from the moon and the water in our bodies, we're more likely to injure ourselves. And if you ask anyone that works in the healthcare system, they will tell you that there are a lot more accidents, a lot more injuries on full moons. So there is something in it, but yes. So that's the reason why you don't traditionally practice on those days. But like I say, we are still going to practice this evening, but it's going to be a nice, gentle practice to get over our Wednesday. And I know a lot of you are still working from home and just need a little bit of time to yourself on your mats, just to open your bodies a little bit. So we'll get to it. I think it's 7 o'clock. Yes, pretty much 7 o'clock. So we're going to start on our backs, nice and easy. So coming to lie down. Let's just have our feet on the mat, knees pointing towards the ceiling, and let's just bring our hands onto our abdomen. Or you can have left hand on your heart if you wish, and right hand on your abdomen. It's whatever feels good. You don't even have to have your hands on your abdomen at all. If you wish, you could just have them by your side or above your head. Yes, wherever feels nice in your body right now. And just allow the stresses of the day or the excitement of your day just to go. As we bring ourselves to the present moment on our mats. And just making yourself comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable to have the knees up like this, you can have the knees knocking together if you wish, or you can come into Baddha Konasana, knees out to the side. It's just whatever feels nice for you right now. And as always, we'll just take a moment just to check in with ourselves. Just acknowledging how you feel right now, how the body feels. And how it's felt today. So I'm feeling myself a little bit tired this afternoon. It's always good to just check in with how you're feeling, set up your practice. If you have energy, you're going to put that energy into your practice. If you're feeling like you need to rest a little bit, then just come back from some of the postures. Maybe don't take them as deep as you usually would. Just checking in with the mind. And let's draw our awareness to our breath. Just notice the breath moving in your body without changing how you're breathing. The breath still belonging to the subconscious right now. And how is the quality of the breath? Inhale into the abdomen. Now draw it up into the chest. Expand the ribs. Feel the back press into the mat. And exhale. The ribs contract, the abdomen falls. And again, continue to breathe into the abdomen, up into the chest. Maybe you already feel more relaxed. And let's check on our tension. So just allow the forehead to soften, allow the eyes to soften, and the cheeks, the nose, the jaw. Focus to the breath. If the mind wanders away, and just notice when it does that and just draw it back to those breaths. And just letting go of your to-do list for the rest of the week. And at this moment, just letting go of anything that no longer serves you in this moment. Allowing yourself simply to be. Just you, your body, and your breath on your mat. And we'll straighten the legs now. And let's take the arms overhead for a nice deep stretch. Just extending through the spine. Nice gentle stretch to the shoulders here, to the back. And let's draw the knees into the chest, rounding through the spine. Maybe a little rock from side to side. And let's bring the hands onto the knees. And we'll take big circles. So bringing the knees in towards the chest and taking them wide. Coming back together and drawing them back in. And taking those leg movements the opposite way now. And hugging those knees back in again. Give yourself a squeeze. Let's lift the head and shoulders up. Let's pull ourselves into a ball. And releasing head and shoulders back onto the mat. Let's bring the feet onto the mat and we're going to roll onto our left side. So we're coming onto the arm, the elbow, or with the hand underneath the head. I like it like this on my side, but it's just whatever feels comfortable for you. I'm just going to wake up the outer glutes using clams. So these are really good for activating the glute muscles. So the knees are bent slightly. We're going to try to keep the feet together. As we inhale, we're going to lift that top knee up. And exhale, lowering the knee back down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. Keep that left leg on the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And we're going to hold this one. So really try to keep that left leg down and draw that knee high. Hold it for 5. Keep breathing deeply. 4. Feel the outer glute really starting to work. 3. 2. 1. Exhale, lowering that knee back down, and we'll pull that knee in to the body. Let's open the knee up. So bringing the arm inside of the knee, just opening the knee up here, just feeling a nice stretch to the inside of that right leg. And again, just keep our arms out to the side, whatever feels good. Deep breathing. Option to continue doing this, or option to come into the center and find that reclined pigeon. So taking the hands behind the back of the left thigh or in front of that left shin, keeping that right ankle flexed. And again, maybe you want to find stillness, maybe you want to keep that rock going from side to side. The most important thing is to keep the breath going nice and deep, nice and slow. Maybe you're on your elbow here, maybe you've got a cushion underneath your body here, maybe you're all the way down onto the elbow, resting the head on the hand. Again, this is what feels nice for me, but again, it's whatever feels good for you. And we're right on our side. So those hips stacked above each other for those clams. So again, the feet stay together. Inhale, lift that left knee up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, and we'll hold it. Inhale, lift, and hold. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower down. We'll pull that left knee in. Give it a squeeze. Pull it into the chest. And then let's open that hip up. So again, option one is just to be here. You can rest the foot on your leg or just hold it in. You can just find some opening through those hips. You can bring the hand to the inside of that left knee. Again, keep grounding through that right leg. It might want to try to lift. Keep pressing it down. Otherwise, you're flexing that left ankle, taking the big toe, and having a little stretch to that leg. And at the same time, working into those hips. Nice deep breathing here. And hold a few more breaths. Keep pressing hips forward if you can, just to keep the opening through the hips. And one more breath. And exhale. Bringing that left foot down just above, just in front of the right knee. And we're going to swing onto our backs. And find that reclined pigeon. Again, we're going to keep the foot down to begin with. Hands onto the belly, flexing through that left ankle. And we'll just sway, rock from side to side. And again, just notice how it feels. Option to continue doing this. Option to lift that right foot up and interlace the fingers, finding a deeper stretch. Back of the thigh or in front of that right shin. And again, you can find stillness or you can rock side to side. And releasing right foot to the mat. And hook the left leg from the right. Let's hook the knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. Take the hands onto the backs of the thighs. And we'll rock forwards and backwards. Come into a seated position. Soles of the feet come together. Finding Baddha Konasana. Hands onto the feet or onto the ankles. Extending the heart forward, find opening through the chest. And exhale, flexing through the spine, drop the pelvis back. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, rounding, tucking tailbone under. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, let's come back to a neutral spine. We'll bring the hands onto the knees and let's start to rock around. It doesn't matter which direction. Just moving from the pelvis. Just noticing how the spine feels. And taking it the opposite way. I can see some comments popping up. I can't read them from here. So I hope you can all still hear me. And coming back to a neutral position. We'll come into a simple cross-legged position. Right leg in front of the left. If you are pretty open in your external rotation in the hips, you can come into double pigeon. So bringing that right ankle on top of the left knee. So with me, there's a little bit of a gap here. I could probably do with putting something underneath my knee. A little bit tight in my glutes today. So make yourself comfortable. So you can do this. If your legs are like this, you can also use something underneath this side as well. Always good to use props if you need them. And let's lean forward slightly here. If you're here and it's already a lot Then, like I say, you can, if you're a little bit tight in the hips, it's going to put pressure on the knee. So just bring that right foot, that right leg in front of the left, and you can just be here. And maybe that's enough for you. Just start to lean forward slightly until you feel a nice stretch through those hips. And we'll hold. What you're holding, see if anything important. Okay. And just breathe into that tension that you're feeling right now. And then coming back to center, walking the hands back towards us. We're going to switch the legs. So the left leg is going to come in front of the right. Or again, you're coming into your double pigeon. You're stacking the right ankle on top of the left. And again, just be mindful of the knees if you're coming into this position. And as always, using some props if you need to. And again, as long as we're feeling the stretch in the hips, it's all good. Just leaning forward slightly here. Just think of keeping the heart open, the back straight, and that'll just work into those hips. And reaching the left hand forward, take the right arm out to the side. We're going to come into a little twist. Just trying to turn the body open to the right side of your mat. Keep the breath going. You know, it can be a little bit intense. Just breathe through that tension. And coming back to the front and releasing. Let's swing those legs around. Making our way on to our bellies. Bringing elbows onto the mat as we work into our upper back, our shoulders in Sphinx. So elbows underneath the shoulders or just forward from the shoulders. Again, if you feel this in your lower back, take those elbows a little bit further forward. Think of drawing shoulder blades down the back, send the heart forward. Press forearms into the mat. And breathe. Deep inhale. And exhale, release. Bring elbows to the mat, turn the head to the left. Just rest your head on your hands. And twist through the neck. Lift the head up. And we'll turn head to the right. And then lifting the head up again. Let's bring the hands by the body. Let's tuck the toes under. Pressing the hips back towards the heels and then lifting up. And we'll find the downward facing dog. So just pedaling through the legs in your downward dog. And as always, just notice how you feel. Let's walk hands towards the feet towards the hands, Feet together, extension through your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, ground down through the feet, rising all the way up. Reaching those arms high. And then exhale, let's bring the hands by the side. Samastiti, equal standing posture. So chest nice and open. Let's prepare. We'll do a couple of rounds of sun salutations. Nothing crazy. Inhale, raising the arms, opening the chest, palms touching. And exhale, folding forward. Head comes in, sit bones lift high. Inhale, halfway lift, extend through your spine. Again, maybe your halfway lift is here. And exhale, plant the hands, stepping the feet back, and finding a high plank position. Tucking tailbone under, find strength through the arms. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Drop the knees, and going down through Chaturanga, pointing the toes. Inhale, coming into Cobra. So keep the pelvis down, maybe keeping the lower ribs down. Baby Cobra. Draw the elbows back. And exhale, tucking toes under, press the hips back and up. Downward facing dog. Two more breaths in your downward dog. Remember, you can bend your knees if you wish. Maybe you're going to work through those bending, straightening the legs. And looking between your hands. Inhale, walking feet to the hands, feet together, extend through your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up. And exhale, Samasthiti. We'll do one more. Inhale. Palms touch, find extension through the spine. Exhale, folding forward. Keep the navel drawn in. Inhale, find. Three more breaths in your downward dog. Can you widen through the shoulders? Soften the traps. And looking between your hands. Inhale, walking or jumping if you wish. Feet to hands, extend through your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Palms touch, find that extension. And exhale. Samasthiti. We're going to step back with the right foot and find a wide-legged position. So we want about a leg's distance between your feet. Let's take the arms up to shoulder height. We'll pivot on the right heel, turn the foot out, and really try to feel the opening through your hips here. So really try to pull the hips around so they're squaring off to the long side of the mat. Take an inhale. As we exhale, we're going to bend into that right knee and drop right elbow, right forearm onto your knee, to your thigh, swinging the left arm underneath and overhead. As we come into extended side angle posture variation. So if you want to take it a little bit deeper, if you want to bring that right hand onto the mat, outside or inside of the foot, you can go ahead, or you can just stay here with me as we work the body open, work the hips open. Maybe lifting the gaze. It feels okay in the neck. Keeping that external rotation in that left shoulder. And inhale, coming all the way up. Straighten that right leg, pivot that right foot back in. And we'll take it to the other side. Exhale, pivot that left foot out. And bend the left knee over the ankle. And dropping elbow onto the knee. And again, think of opening the hips up, opening the body up, long side of the mat. And then taking that right arm underneath, overhead. And again, keeping that external rotation in that right shoulder. Going deeper if you wish. And for me today, I'm going to stay here. Finding that stretch through the side body. Finding the stretch through the hips. Keep breathing into the posture. And inhale, making our way back up. And exhale, we'll step back to the tops of our mats. Let's come into a balance. Nice and easy tree pose. So feet, hips distance apart or a little bit wider than together. So our option one is just to bring the ball of the foot, right foot, we're starting with the right leg, right foot onto the mat, bring in your hands into prayer at your heart center. If you're going well, maybe you're going to bring the foot onto the inner calf and just working that knee out. Nice and strong through that left leg. Just finding a fixed point ahead to gaze at, just to keep you nice and steady here. If you're going well, maybe you want to bring that right foot up onto the inner left thigh. Keeping that breath nice and steady. Keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed. And if you're going well, maybe you want to find your branches of your tree. Maybe bring in the forefinger and thumb to touch. Finding Chin Mudra. Helping with our concentration. And if you fall out, no worries, you just have another go. I always say yoga teaches us so much about life. If we fall, it doesn't matter. If we fail at anything, it doesn't matter. Failing is where we learn the most. So you just get back in again and have another go. Let's bring hands back to heart center. And we'll release. And coming into the left side. So bringing the ball of the left foot and inside of that right ankle. Your option one is just to stay here, just working into opening that left hip. Again, option two is you bring that foot to the calf, inner calf, or you bring it all the way up to the inside of that right thigh. And again, just staying here if you wish. Find that fixed point ahead to focus. Keep that breath going. Nice and strong through your pelvic floor. If you're going well, find your branches. And again, maybe those fingers come into Chin Mudra. Keep working that knee out. Working into the hip. Keep the gaze soft and steady. And inhale, bringing hands back to heart center. And exhale, release. Let's take the feet, hips width apart. Coming into a forward fold. Let's inhale, take the arms high first. And exhale, folding forward. Subtle knee bend as we fold forward. Let's take hold of opposite elbows. Let's take in our ragdoll. Just make sure there's no tension through the neck. Option to sway from side to side in your ragdoll. Opening up the side body. Just doing whatever feels good. As always, if you're really tight in the back of the legs, bend your knees. Allow the stomach to come to the thighs. Just to support, to protect the lower back. And then releasing the elbows. We're going to catch the big toes. Inhale, find a length through your spine, extend. And exhale, folding. And pulling on those big toes. As we draw the chest in, draw the crown of the head down. And again, the weight is tipping forward slightly. So just check the hips aren't back, that the weight isn't in the heels. The weight tipping forward into the balls of the feet. Lifting those hips nice and high. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And draw the navel to the spine. Create space in the upper back. And bringing hands onto the mat, or step the feet back and find downward facing dog. Nice and gentle. Coming forward, let's find a high plank position. Tuck the tailbone under, round through the upper back, and pressing back on the exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, move forward, find that high plank. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Inhale, move forward, high plank. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Inhale, move forward, high plank. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Inhale, move forward. We're going to hold our high plank again. Tuck that tailbone under, find strength through the core. Wrap the triceps under. Inhaling. And exhale, lower down. Knees drop first. Inhaling. And exhale, lower down. Knees drop first. Coming through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog this time. Strong through the legs, lift the thighs, open the chest. And exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. And come into sit, inhale. Dropping the knees to the mat, or if you're practicing jump through, if you've got the energy for jump through today, practice your jump through, swing the legs around, sit back, and we'll come to seated. So maybe you'll need a block for, so you may need a block just to bring it underneath the bum, just to protect the knees a little bit here. So try Mukha Ika, Pada Paschimottanasana. Inhale, find length through your spine. Option one is just to stay here. If you feel the weight is falling over to the right, your intention is just to try to keep pulling that left sit bone down to the floor or to your block. Stay here, option one, or you're starting to fold forward over that right leg. And breathing as we work on the internal rotation in that left hip and work on releasing tension through the back of the right leg. And again, you can take this as strong or as chilled as you wish. So I'm not forcing anything today. I'm not taking my foot. I'm just going to allow myself just to be where I am. And inhale as we come all the way back up. If you're on your block, you want to stay on your block. We're going to bend that right knee and bring the sole of the right foot onto the inner left thigh. As we come into a little bit of a twist, taking the left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind the back. Inhale to find length. And exhale, twisting. And gazing over your right shoulder. Just staying here, breathing. Really trying to fill the upper back. Breathe between the shoulder blades. And coming back to the front on your inhale and exhale. Let's release that left leg and we'll do the same on the other side. So coming onto the left sit bone, reverse fold that right leg, and again, please use a block if you need to. It's quite an intense posture, especially if you're tight on your internal rotators. So nice and tall, inhale, find length. Again, we can stay here, this is fine. Or as we exhale, we're folding forward over the extended leg. And again, just taking it nice and easy. You can have this left leg strong, toes pulling back towards the body, just to increase the stretch in the back of that left leg a little bit more. But again, just try to not force. Never force, especially on a full moon. Never force. And stay in a couple more breaths here. Can you soften your shoulders, soften the face if there's tension there? And inhale, walking the hands towards us. We're going to bend that left knee now and bring the sole of the left foot to that inner right thigh. So this left leg is an external rotation, the right leg is an internal rotation. And we're going to twist open to the left. So right hand comes onto that left knee, left hand behind the back. Inhale, find length. And exhale, twisting. Gazing over the left shoulder, really working those hips down. And again, breathe nice and deeply into your upper back. And inhale to come back to the front. Exhale to release. Let's swing those legs around. And we'll step the feet back. Finding our downward facing dog again. And then moving forward, finding your high plank. Tuck that tailbone under, find strength. And exhale, lower down. Dropping the knees first or through your chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Walking the hands towards the feet. And rolling all the way up to standing. For one more balance. A single leg lift. So again, just taking it as far as feels comfortable in your body. And as always, if you fall out, no worries. We just try. It's all about trying. So firstly, shifting the weight into the left foot. And we'll bend the right knee. And just take hold of that right shin. So drawing that knee into the body, thigh into the body. And just check in that the knee, the foot is in line with the hip. If you're going well, maybe you're leaning forward and maybe you're bringing your hands onto the sole of that right foot. And when you're ready, if you feel good, just starting to extend that right leg. Gaze into a fixed point ahead. Just finding your focus. Again, not putting too much through that right leg here. Nice and steady. You can lift the gaze or you can gaze down, whatever feels good for you. And releasing the foot, hands, hips, and exhale, bringing that right leg back down. The left side. Inhale, raise that left leg, interlace the fingers in front of that left shin. And maybe this is you. Maybe this is where you're going to stay. This is all good. Just working on that balance. And it's a pretty tricky posture. Any kind of balancing posture is quite challenging. Just find what feels nice right now for you. If you're going well, again, we're leaning forward and we're seeing if we can take hold of that foot. And if you're going well, begin to straighten your leg. Yeah, maybe it doesn't fully straighten, that's fine. It's fine where it feels good. Gaze to a fixed point ahead. Gaze wherever feels good for you. The gaze could be up or down. Releasing the foot, let's hold. And bend the knee, release. Good. Tops of our mats, inhale, reaching those arms high, find length through your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, step the feet back, finding your high plank. Inhale there. Exhale, lower down, drop knees or come through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale, drop knees to the mat. For inversion, for our inversion, we're going to have a go at tripod headstand, or just working into the tripod headstand. If you've not been practicing very long, then just stay with the first option. We don't have to go all the way up into a tripod headstand. It's all good. Especially if you're a little bit fearful of going all the way up, or if you have any neck issues, then really don't go up. It's all good in the first variation. So let's bring the head onto the mat. The very top of the head is on the mat. And we're going to bring the hands as a tripod. So we're trying to create a nice little equilateral triangle between the crown of the head and the hands. The elbows stacked over the wrist, and maybe you're staying here. Maybe this is where you stay today. If you feel anything going on in your neck right now, again, this is where you're going to stay. You're going to take it no further. Otherwise, we lift the knees up. Let's put a little bit more weight into the hands, really pressing those hands down. We want more of the weight into the hands here than into the top of the head. If you're going well, you can start to walk the feet in. Maybe you're bringing one knee onto the back or the tricep of one arm and bringing the other knee onto the tricep of the other arm. And maybe this is your tripod. And again, you're staying here. Again, just be mindful that the weight is coming into those arms, into those hands. Maybe you're bringing this together and you're here. A lot of people find tripod a little bit easier than supported headstand. There's a lot more going through the neck, so just be really mindful. If you're going well, maybe you're bringing one leg up, finding that balance. Maybe bringing the other leg up. Finding that balance in your tripod. Again, just stay where it feels comfortable for you. And make sure you're breathing. Really trying to slow the breath down. And keep pressing those hands into the mat. And when you're ready, starting to bend the knees. And coming all the way back down. Knees together, sit back on the heels. We'll take the arms forward. And let's rest in child's pose. And lifting the gaze. Let's come back to a tabletop position. We'll tuck those toes under, find a high plank. Inhale there. Exhale, lower down. Through your chaturanga, drop knees first. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale, drop knees to the mat. We'll swing those legs around, finding our way onto our bums, back to a seated position. And a simple cross-legged position. Doesn't matter which leg is in front, whatever feels good for you. As always, feel free to sit on a block if you need to. Inhale. Exhale, we'll take the hands behind the back and catch hold of opposite elbows. Inhale to find length through your spine. And exhale as we fold forward. Yoga Mudra, the yogic seal. Just soften the neck, soften the head. And relax. We'll stay a few more breaths in our Yoga Mudra. And inhale as we make our way up. And exhale, release. So we're going to do a little bit of pranayama, a little bit more pranayama. Hopefully you had pranayama happening throughout the whole practice. You were breathing with your ujjayi breath. No worries if you lost it anyway halfway. So for our pranayama this evening, we're going to do humming bee pranayama. A little bit weird, but don't worry, you're probably on your own. If anyone can see you through windows, they're probably going to think, what is that person doing? So the humming bee is we're going to make the sound of a bee, just the humming. So we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, make the sound of a humming bee. At the same time, we're going to use our index fingers and just pop them onto our ears to close the ears. When you close the ears, you'll hear the sound a lot more in the body, in the head. We're going to do 10 breaths. After those 10 breaths, we're just going to make our way down to our Shavasana. So it doesn't matter where you finish. I'm just going to do 10 breaths. Maybe you finish before me, you just come to your Shavasana. Maybe you finish after me, you just come to your Shavasana, and then we're just going to rest in our Shavasana. So it's another nice pranayama technique that you can utilize, and I like this technique as well. It's a nice one. I think it really helps to focus you. So sitting nice and tall again, and I like this technique as well. It's a nice one. I think it really helps to focus you. So sitting nice and tall again, you can be on a block. We'll put our fingers in our ears. Take an inhale. Close your eyes as well. And as you exhale, hum. And as always, as you come into your Shavasana, just letting go. Return to normal breathing. Allow the energy from the practice, the vibrations from the humming, to settle through the body. Keeping your awareness in the present moment by connecting around you. Try not to name the sounds or bring thought to the sounds or the breath. Just witnessing. Bringing your awareness now back to the body and back to the breath. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale the breath, completely connect the navel to the spine. Inhale the breath into your heart space. Exhale the breath into the fingertips and the toes and start to wiggle the fingers and toes. And bring some movement back to your body. Rotating wrists and ankles. And starting to move the limbs. Bring the feet, the legs together and take the arms overhead for a nice deep stretch. Finding that full extension through your spine. And draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze. And as always, let's just take a moment to show gratitude for our bodies, for where we are now on our yoga journey or in our daily lives. Gratitude for all we've been given, for our health, our wellness. And let's rock over to our right hand side when we're ready. Just finding some comfort there, just for a moment. And blinking the eyes open. And making your way back to a comfortable seat. When you're ready, taking your time. And let's bring our hands into Anjali Mudra at our heart center. Let's reconnect with your breath. And we'll finish with the sacred sound Om and 3 Shantis. Peace, peace, perfect peace. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hare Om. Raising your hands to your head for kindness in your thoughts to yourselves and to each other. Hands to your heart for kindness in your actions. And to your lips for kindness in your words. From my heart to your heart, always. Namaste. And thank you for joining me again. Hopefully that was nice and different, nice and chill. Like I say, respecting the moon cycle, or respecting it's a full moon, nice and steady today. As always, there will be another class tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock, same time, up until Friday. And then we have Saturday off. And then we're back Sunday morning for another nice gentle class. So tomorrow it will be Vinyasa flow again, and we'll see what area we're going to focus on tomorrow. I haven't written the class yet, so we'll see. So tune in. You can I'll update you on Instagram, Facebook as well. Any changes. I'm considering maybe bringing the classes an hour earlier to 6 o'clock. So let me know if you think you would prefer it at slightly earlier time of 6 o'clock rather than 7. It makes no difference to me. So I just think it might be more helpful to people, especially if they're not eating before practicing, so that they can get their dinner in. So for me, I eat now. Which is a little bit late and all that kind of thing. So it might be nicer if we bring it a little bit earlier. So do let me know. I'm going to put posts out again on Instagram, Facebook to see what other people think. And maybe I'll trial it next week to see how we get on. If people don't like it, no worries, we can go back to 7. This is what's good about these things. It's we can do whatever we like. But yeah, thank you all for practicing with me. Adrian, wonderful. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Oh, Wendy. Oh, lovely. Oh, thank you for joining me, Wendy. It's good to see you virtually. I know you guys can see me, I can't see you. It's so frustrating. But I'm catching up with you guys online and WhatsApp and stuff like that. So that's something, isn't it? So, but yeah, stay well. I hope you're all still well. And yeah, let's hope that this is over ASAP, really. Let's hope that things get back to normal as soon as possible. As always, if you have questions about your practice, please feel free to contact me on social media, or you have my number as well. So so thank you guys. I shall see some of you tomorrow evening. Yeah, love to you all. Namaste, namaste, namaste.